What's up, gamers? This is Proto, and welcome back to another episode of Like or Dislike, where we look at some of the latest games that come out. I give you a little bit of the plot, tell you about the story, do a little pros and cons at the end, giving you my thoughts on it, while showing you some gameplay all at the same time. And today, we are looking at Dreadstar. Now, this is a very fun and challenging bullet hell space fighter game that gives me vibes of playing Galaga, and really good vibes on that. Now, story-wise, your spaceship is attacked when you're a kid by the Dreadstar. Your parents help you escape, and you grow up as a mercenary seeking revenge to avenge your father. Now, you have 6 missions that you can play with unique enemies for each map, and 3 difficulty levels to really challenge your skills. The enemies are not pushovers. With them and their bosses having their own unique attacks, you'll have to learn their weaknesses if you want to win. And that was one thing that I really enjoyed. Like, each map has their own set of enemies. They all fight differently. They might work together, they might not work. And then you have like a sub boss and a main boss. And they actually trick you up when you think one is a sub boss and it's actually the main boss, but I won't tell you which level it is. And each one of them, including the sub bosses, has their own way of attacking, so you gotta find their openings, find their weaknesses, and it makes it challenging and fun. And it definitely makes you feel good after you beat them. Now, you can buy new ships and upgrade them with different weapons, engines, special abilities, and more items, giving you a lot of replay value and letting you try out different loadouts. Now, this is one thing I really did enjoy. Just getting different weapons, seeing which ones work good, which ones don't work good, which ones work good in a combination. Because depending on the type of ship you can have at least 3 weapons, and you could put 3 different types of weapons on your ship. You have beams, Gatling guns, missile launchers, and you can do a combination of that, along with making your ship faster, stronger armor, regenerative armor, special abilities that all work uniquely. So it definitely gives you a lot of replay value on that. So big kudos to that. Not only can you do that, you can also earn skill points to upgrade your ship however you want to. So regardless whatever ship that you're using, you have skill points, and you can use the skill points how you want to. You can put them all into your main weapon and make it the strongest. You can put it to your shields and give you a big advantage, or you can balance it out. Now, I chose to balance it out just to get a good balance of the game. But that's what I like about the skill points. You put them how you want to. There's no set path, so have fun with it. Now, the game is a good balance of challenge and skill, like I said before, but it can get a little grindy with replaying missions over several times to stack up money for better ships and gear. Like I said, you're not going to beat these missions. You're not going to beat these missions the first time. You might not beat them the second time. They are challenging. And you have to deal with that. Sometimes you'll be playing the same mission until you can get better weapons to go against it. Or after you complete it, you can't beat the next one. So you have to grind a little bit more, get better weapons and gear. But I like the replay value of that, because that definitely comes in handy. Graphic wise, with the retro style look of the pixels is great. It has a CRT mode if you want more of an authentic retro look also. I didn't see any frame rate stutters, screen tearing, and the colors they chose was right for the missions. Some missions are dark and gritty, some are bright and beautiful, and the pixel mode they did for it was great. So big kudos to them on that. And that's pretty much the game itself. So with that being said, let's jump into the pros versus the cons. Starting off with the pros, the first one we're going to look at, it has fun gameplay. Just basically fighting to survive. You can play fast, you can play slow and steady, finding openings on your enemies. It's a lot of fun, even when you're replaying the missions, doing it with different loadouts. It gives you a challenge, and like I said, you have 3 difficulty levels, so it makes it even challenging. You could try for your best run, taking less damage, see which weapons work out best for you. Because some missions, some weapons work better than others. And that goes into our second pro, which is the weapons and gear. You have a lot of variety of weapons and gear that you can change up and do different loadouts with, which gets to a lot of replay. Now, granted, ain't a lot of missions, but you got the opportunity to try out a bunch of different loadouts and find out which ones work, which ones don't work. Like I said, certain weapons work better on certain enemies on certain maps. So keep that in mind if you pick the game up. And the last part we're going to look at is the controls. In a game like this, the controls really matter, and they are nice and tight. Regardless if you're playing it with mouse and keyboard or if you're playing it with a controller, because it does support controller, The controls for each one is very nice and tight. You can maneuver and react very fast. So big kudos, because the controls in a game like this are essential. So with the pros done, let's take a look at the cons. And the first con we have to look at, like I said before, the game is repetitive. You have 6 levels that you can go through. Each level is a challenge within itself. So if you're real good at it, you'll burn through all 6 levels and you will probably get bored. But if you are like most people, you're an average gamer, you won't get through them the first couple of times, so you'll be repeating them over and over. Now, the next card we're going to look at is the story. This game doesn't have a really in-depth story or life-altering decisions or dialogue and all that. It's a pretty simple story. Your father gets killed, you want to avenge him. So if you're looking for a game with a deep, rich story, sorry to say, this ain't the game for you. And the last con we're going to look at, I had to try to sum this up the best way I can. I'm going to call it credit loss. And basically what happens is, as you're playing the mission, you collect gems, which are currency in the game. Now, if you die before you defeat the boss, you lose all the gems you collect. And I can see that being a turnoff for some people, because if you really work hard to collect all those gems and you die, you just lost all of them. You don't get to keep none of the gems until you defeat the boss. And that's like a bonus on top of your reward. So I can see a lot of people getting mad and even rage quitting, especially if they grind to get all those gems and they end up dying. But that's pretty much the pros and cons of the game. Overall, I'm definitely enjoying it. I will definitely be adding this to my Indie Day Wednesday stream. Probably try to get it streamed as soon as possible so you guys can see this game. But I hope you guys enjoy it. Like I said, the game has a like for me. I definitely like it. If you have the game, let me know what you think about it. If you haven't got it, let me know if this helps you think about getting the game. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button. Let me know you guys enjoy videos like this. I'll work on trying to review more indie games. If there's a game that you want me to review, hit me up on my Twitter in a DM and I'll try to see if I can get the game. Now, if you haven't already subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I talk about stuff going on in the game and the tech world. I do reviews on some of the latest gaming tech that's out. I do top 10 new games coming out every month and so much more. Make sure to follow me on social media. Like I said, you can hit me up on Twitter. You can join our Facebook page. I love talking about gaming, so don't be surprised if you hit me up and you want to talk about it. I may talk to you to death about it. Also, you can catch me streaming on Twitch. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday doing a variety of games. Monday is Multiplayer Monday. Wednesday is Indie Day. And Saturday or Sunday, depending on the week, is Story Day. So depending on what you like to see, I might have a stream for you. But this is Proto, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.